Hi, I'm Christina, and this is how 100 days of gratitude journaling has changed me. So back in September and October, I was going through some difficult times and dealing with some depression and a lot of negative thoughts about myself. My life did not look anything like I expected it to look, and I was struggling to reconcile the dissonance between my expectations and my reality. The main source of the dissonance was that I had expected to be married with kids by now, and, well, I'm not. I was struggling a lot with discontentment and the grief that comes with a dream that grows more out of reach every year that passes you by. But then I came across this video clip, I think, about how to find the positive in hard situations. And for the life of me, I cannot find this clip anymore. I have searched my search history or my watch history. I don't know where I saw it. So I'm going to describe it. And if you have seen this clip, put it in the comments below because I would love to have it as a reference for future me. Anyway, the gist of it was that you write down the disappointment or the negative thought or the closed door that you're experiencing, and then you ask yourself the question of what good might come of this, or what is a positive way to look at this, or what's the silver lining in this situation. And the brain is an amazing thing. And when you ask it a question, it tries to start to come up with answers, which is why journaling in itself is just such a useful thing, because if you ask your brain a question, it'll give you something. You write down what you can come up with in the moment, then you come back to it a week later, a month later, and 6 months later. And at each point you look back at this event or this situation in your life, and you try to see what good things might have come from it. As this idea was percolating in the back of my mind, I also read Corrie ten Boom's autobiography, The Hiding Place, which, if you haven't read this, I cannot recommend it enough. It wrecked me in a million different ways. It's so good. I'm pretty sure it changed my life. It is the story about Corrie ten Boom, who was a Dutch Christian clockmaker whose family hid Jews from the Nazis during World War II. Eventually, they get found out, and Corrie and her sister end up in a concentration camp, and it is as awful as you would imagine, but she does a really good job of pointing at the grace and the glimmer of light and saying, look, there's still beauty in all of this darkness. Anyway, in the concentration camps, conditions are miserable, and there's this point where she and her sister are giving thanks.
When we came into Ravensbrück, that was a camp that was far too full. We had to live with 700 in a room that was built for 200. And when I came there and I saw this kind of mattress straw, I said, oh, Betsy, it is full of fleas and lice. And Betsy said, Corrie, we must thank God for everything. I said, I cannot thank God for fleas. And she said, we have to. But do you know what happened? We had a tremendous chance to give the Bible message to these people who were so packed together. Twice a day I gave a Bible message, or Betsy, and it was a forbidden book, the Bible. But never there came a guard or an officer into our room because they were afraid to get lice or fleas from us. So Betsy was quite right to thank for fleas, for if we had not had these fleas, we could not have brought the gospel.
This awful, awful situation of there being fleas in their camp actually turns out to be the thing that lets them practice their faith and gives them freedom from more surveillance and more presence from their guards and their captors. And so it is ultimately a blessing. This blew my mind. And it kind of turned my world upside down. Because what if the things I was feeling most discontented about are actually good gifts with a purpose? The Bible refers to both singleness and marriage as gifts. Good gifts, different gifts, but equal. Both designed for human flourishing. And so it got me thinking, what if I started treating singleness and other hard things in my life as the gifts that it's promised to be? What if I were to give thanks instead of complaining that it's not the gift that I asked for? What if I were to start looking for all the ways in which these gifts are blessing me? And so I started what I affectionately call a thank you for the sucky things journal, where I give thanks for both the good things, but also for the sucky things. And I'll just give you some examples. So when I'm journaling, I journal in the form of prayer, but you could do it differently too. So December 31st, literally, thank you for the disappointments. They show me that you have a plan and are guiding me along the way to something more precious than anything that I might pursue. You. Thank you for another year of singleness. It has freed up my time to have some amazing experiences. Thank you for the heartbreak. It forces me to lean on you, to go to you for assurance, and that is exactly where I need to be all the time. Thank you that my singleness has given me the time and freedom to pursue so many interests. Thank you for my childlessness. It gave me free hands to hold a friend's baby who was way too cute. Thank you that you are cultivating in me a different perspective from the group, so that as you teach those who are married and those who are single different things, we can learn from each other and grow together. Thank you for my singleness today, because it means that I only have one person's worth of laundry to do. That's real. That's very real. Thank you for bugs and the important part they play in the ecosystem. Here's one. Thank you so much for protecting me during my bike crash. Thank you for the wonders of modern medicine and anesthesia and antibiotics. Thank you for the rain that revitalizes our landscapes. Thank you for the cold that kills mosquitoes. This was when I was laid up. I crashed my bike and I bashed up my knee. It happened because it had rained and then frozen and I slipped on black ice. So I think this is me going, okay, we're gonna thank for the rain, we're gonna thank for the cold. Thank you for this year. It has been hard, painful, heartbreaking, amazing, exhilarating, and unforgettable. Thank you that you have been with me through it all. You get the idea. It's like you give thanks for hard things, anyway, and good things. So how has 100 days or over 100 days of gratitude journaling changed my mind and my mindset? It's hard to single out any one thing that will change my mood or my mindset. I know that things can definitely have an effect on it. Things like how much sleep I've had, whether or not it's winter, hormones, stuff like that. But I think this exercise has definitely helped bolster me against dips. I think it helps me look for a silver lining through the pain. It doesn't negate the pain, but I'm able to see that there's still a purpose with the pain. Sometimes a door closes and it's very sad, but it makes room for a new door to open. So does this exercise take away the pain of disappointments or difficult situations? No, but it can help increase the joy and contentment of the situation that I am in. So if you want to start your own thank you for the sucky things journal, it's not that complicated. Here's how. I like to address mine to God because I know that He's the one who gives me all good gifts, but if that's too much of a stretch for you, you could start by just giving thanks in general, or writing down the hard thing in life and the unexpected blessing or silver lining that you found in the midst of it. I can put a template for that down in the description below. I'm starting a newsletter, so if you want to get the template, you can just sign up for the newsletter and that will go to your inbox. If you have an example of a sucky thing that has actually turned out to be a blessing, or something that you have experienced that's difficult and you have found a silver lining in it, leave it in the comments. I think that that's a great way that we can encourage each other and help us see the good things that might be coming from the very real, difficult, and painful things that are happening in our life. If you've watched this far, thank you so much. The most amazing way that you could support what I'm doing in this learning journey is to like and subscribe. I'm new to this, so I would be so grateful, thankful for you if you would like, subscribe, and if you want to be notified of my videos whenever they come out, you can hit the notification button, the bell. I will see you in the next video. Jesus loves you, and I do too. Whose family hid Nazis during World War II? Oh my gosh, they did not have it. Oh no, that's so awful. Okay.